I'm such a dumb guys. I just did this video and I was like 5 minutes into it and realized the microphone was over there. So nobody can hear me. So I don't even want to go back and watch that. So let's start over. And this is 58,000 Lives, a tribute to the fallen Vietnam War Memorial. What's bad was I said it. It is again. There was footsteps back here on the concrete, like somebody sliding to a stop. If you guys want to see the ghost, go back to video 5, the 10:10 mark, and you guys can see what I'm talking about. So I'm going to read this guy's name again. I'm going to give you all the update real quick. I've wrote down 266 out of 58,000. We're on number 121 in this video, and then we'll do another video here afterwards. But after I read this guy's name, there was a ghost entity that showed up right here, come up out of this table and went over and down. You guys can go see it at the video 5, 10:10 mark. I'm going to read his name again. He's number 82 on my list, and we're going to see if right when I went to start the video, I heard the foot scoot across the ground. And I was doing the video with no sound, so y'all wouldn't have been able to hear me. So hopefully we can get that picked up again. Okay, this is SP5 Pepito Rivera Aceret, born November 9, 1942 in central Luzon, Philippines. Died December 7, 1969. He was 27. Quang Nam, Vietnam. It's 156 Maintenance Company, 92nd Service Battalion, 80th GS Group, Army Special Command. Died from a vehicle crash. It's on panel 15W, line 34. Now, after I said we give him a moment of silence, and we said we thanked him for his service, and then 10 seconds after that, a ghost showed up beneath my legs. Anyway, it's at the 10:10 mark on video 5. This is video 7, so you guys can go back and watch it. Hopefully, I would bring him back up. But I was telling the story about what happened at home, and then I realized I didn't have the microphone in front of me. But I think this followed me home because when I was at home, that happened Saturday night when I was at home. Sunday night, something grabbed the back of my leg in bed. My roommate said that he's seen a female come out of my room and walk towards the front door and disappear. And my dog's seen it and was sniffing and looking for the ghost for 10 minutes. I'm going to try to pause between some of these so maybe we can hear something. But I'm definitely bringing something up reading these names, guys. I mean, no one's probably looked these guys up in a long time, which they deserve. And I'm not going to stop. I mean, unless the guy comes and jump scares me and smacks me in the back of the head, I'm not going to stop reading their names. So I don't think they mean me any harm. But we're going to do 121 through 140 and then 141 through 160 tonight. Like I said, I'm on 266, so I stay a little ahead of where we're at on purpose. Because I usually try and write as many as we can. But at least I have the microphone in my by my mouth this time instead of way over here. You couldn't even see where the microphone was at. And I was like, I'm sitting there just randomly talking. And no one can hear me. Let me scoot the camera over. I feel like I'm off center because the microphone will only stretch so far. Okay. Now let's see if we can get another response. Like I said, that ghost come out of right here. Entity, I won't really call it a ghost, but it was something. Come out of right here. So y'all keep an eye on this spot. Look around for me too, and comment if you see anything, because I may not see it, even though I did see that. I caught it at the corner of my eye. I said, what the hell was that? Timestamp, and I'll go back and look at it. Went back and looked at it and found it. So, and y'all do that. This camera is great, but it's only good for this area. It doesn't pick up way over here. So they're good for only picking up this area. So you're not going to hear steps and stuff. I'll hear that. So I will look out for the sounds. You guys look out for something moving around. Okay, let's go straight to number 121 of 58,000. Like I said, this is 58,000 Lives, a tribute to the fallen. This is the Vietnam Veterans Series. I'm still in the A's. I'll be in the A's for a while. Let's start with 121. This is, I forgot. I got to show y'all a picture of them. See, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me get my gallery out because I want to show y'all a picture of them before we do their name, so you can put a picture with their face, a face with their name. I get it right in a minute. Let me find the Vietnam. I have Vietnam. I have them saved, my screenshot saved in a Vietnam Vietnam folder. Here we go. Are we leaving off in the right spot? Yes, we are. Okay, this guy looks like John Belushi. Y'all know who John Belushi is? Animal House. Tell me if that's not John Belushi. This is John Wayne Acosta, SP4, born October 12, 1946 in North Little Rock, Arkansas. He died June 27, 1968. He was 21 in Vietnam. He was the first aviation building known as Crazy Acosta. That was a great name to be known as. Oh, you'll see why they're known as Crazy Acosta. Crazy Acosta jumped out of a helicopter while in flight to chase down a Viet Cong soldier to take him in prisoner. He jumped out of the helicopter while it was moving and chased down a Viet Cong soldier. In Phone Loc, Vietnam, he died of a hostile fire on a helicopter. The helicopter took hostile fire and crashed. The whole crew was lost and crashed on land. He is the very first one that I missed and did not write where to find him on the Vietnam Memorial. I try not to make mistakes, but guys, when you're doing 58,000, it's bound to happen. So let me write down where y'all can find him at. I don't know why I missed this one. He is on panel 50W. I guess out of so many, you're going to mess up something, right? Line 16 on the Vietnam Wall, where you guys can find him. And let's give John Wayne Acosta a moment of silence, please. We thank him for his service to our country, his sacrifice, so we may be free. I'll make sure I don't get ahead of myself. Okay, let's go to the next hero. Ow, my leg is not in a good spot. This is 127. This is Corporal Jose Francisco Acosta. You might think I'm in the Acostas a while. I was in the Adams for 127 names. There's a lot of Adams. This is Jose Francisco Acosta, born May 25th, 1947 in Wichita, Kansas. Died October 1st, 1967. He was 20. Quang Nam, Vietnam. Fox Company 2nd Battalion, 5th Marine Regiment, 1st Marine Division. Jose was riding in the back of a truck when it overturned. Jose and another Marine died from intracranial trauma. Ugh. So if you don't know what that means, he died from a brain bleed or something like that. He's on panel 27E, line 35 of the Vietnam War Memorial, if you guys want to look him up. Super nervous because I think someone's going to jump out and get me. When I did video 6, this is video 7. Video 5 is when I found the ghost. Video 6, I said, please don't jump scare me. And I read that video after I did video 5. Like I did 2 videos that day. So I read it. So what I did was I did the video. I did 20 more minutes after I seen the ghost. And then went back and seen it, and I was so freaked out. I had to it was like I spent an hour doing all this weird stuff, trying to figure out if it was goosebumps, trying to figure out what it was, and then finally I did the next video, but I was freaking shaking. Okay, let's give Jose Acosta a moment of silence. Thank him for his service to our country. I'm just waiting on something to get me. Okay, this is 123. This is Lance Corporal Lloyd Dean Acosta, another Acosta. And you think they'd be family, but they're all from different places, so it's the name. He's born January 14, 1949 in the United States. Died September 15, 1969. He was 20. Quang Nam, Vietnam. He was on D Company, 1st Battalion, 7th Marine, 1st Marine Division. He was anti-tank assaultman. That's a cool name. He was killed when a Cobra helicopter gunship and a fixed-wing OV-10 Bronco fired on a platoon of Marines. The pilot were given clearance to fire when they gave incorrect coordinates for their target. Acosta was the only Marine killed by the friendly fire. I'm going to put a star by that because we're going to do a series of podcast when I get deeper into this. I'm going to get a couple hundred into it. I'm starring like the Silver Stars, the Medal of Honors, the Bronze Stars, and any stories like that that need more in-depth talking about instead of just passing them on. We need to be speaking about that more. So I star those, and he's going to be on my podcast, even though he didn't get any medal. But he was the only one died on the friendly fire attack, which is insane. Okay, so next is where am I at? Oh, I'm down here. This is Staff Sergeant Rosario Humberto Acosta. Oh, over this way. Humberto Rosario Acosta. He was born January 15, 1947. Mayagüez Municipality, Puerto Rico. I think I said it right. I might have botched it. He died August 22nd, 1968. He was 21 in Vietnam. As of 2022, nothing's been updated, so I know it's 3 years ago. As of 2022, his remains have not been recovered. He was in B Company, 1st Battalion, 5th Infantry, 25th Infantry Division. He was on a recon mission near a rubber plantation. His unit came under fire and he was listed as MIA. There was no cause of death because they never found the body. So, that's sad, really sad. But he's on panel 47W, line 30 of the Wall Memorial. And let's give Staff Sergeant Roberto Acosta a moment of silence. We thank him for his service to our country. A lot of them I kept saying we thank him for our country, and I mess those up all the time. Okay, this is Major Lawrence Dale Aker. Everything's backwards. When I go right, it goes left. When I go left, it goes right. He was born February 2nd, 1935 in Quover d'Alene, Idaho. What a name. Died October 9, 1969. He was 34. In Binh Phuoc, Vietnam. He was MLSS, CCS, MALU 50th G, 50th SF Group. I don't have a clue what one of those words or names meant. I was Navy. We didn't call stuff like that. Died from hostile helicopter crash. Awful. He's on panel 17W, line 53. Let's give Major Lawrence Aker a moment of silence. And we thank him for his service to our country. Now, if you go to the video where I seen the ghost, you'll notice that this bar right here, where I rest my arm, and like I said, straight out is the table. So I have my arms like this, resting from. I mean, it's a little bit of an incline. It's like probably like this, from the chair to the table. So I have my arms resting like this when the thing come out from under the table and went up. Wild. Why don't I only have? Oh, okay. So why don't I only have a couple names wrote on that one? Okay, this is 126. This is Sergeant Billy Ray Aker, but with two E's. Acree could be Acree. I'm pretty sure it's Aker. Born July 7, 1947, in Cedar Lake, Indiana. Died May 21st, 1968. He was 20. In Vietnam, 101st Airborne Division, 2nd Battalion, 502nd Infantry C Company. So 101st Airborne is in Paducah, Kentucky. Or not Paducah. Dang, what is that? It's right. It's 99.9% of the base is in Tennessee, but the front gate is in Kentucky, so it's considered Fort. I don't know what it's called. I forget all the time, but it's based out of Kentucky. He died from hostile artillery, rocket, or mortar. He's on panel 64E, line 10 on the Vietnam War Memorial. Let's give Sergeant Billy Aker a moment of silence. And I'm afraid when we say that, or we say, thank you for your service, something's going to happen again. I want to catch something because it's so cool, but I don't want to get scared either. So I've been to Waverly Hills. I spent the night at Waverly Hills, the most haunted place in the world, and didn't get as scared as I was the other night. And we caught an EVP. Didn't see any. I don't know. I was pretty scared on floor 4, which is where all the creepy, crawly black people are. Like they're called black. What do they call them? They're figures, but they're not human. They're like Gumby. You know, I'm trying to remember what they call them. I call them black something. But they like crawl across the ground and the floor and the roof and stuff. And I was definitely scared. I got the heck off floor 4 really quickly. Other floors we explored rooms and talked and EVPs, and 4 I just walked right down. It was a long build. It's a big building. I walked all the way through this. So I got off 4. I want nothing to do with them creepy crawlies. Okay. This next one is PFC Roger Lee Aker. Another Aker. Another one. He was born July 10th, 1947 in Ohio. Home of record Cincinnati, but it doesn't say his birth. So he's probably born in Cincinnati. Died July 14th, 1967. He was 20 in Vietnam. He was C Company, 1st Battalion, 26th Infantry Regiment, 1st Infantry Division. Roger died as a result of frag wounds to the body from hostile mortar fire. He said he won a bronze medal and a merit, which means 2. You get it twice. They're talking, but it's way in the back of the store, and you can hear through these walls. So I just heard somebody talking, but it's the people that's in the store right now Travis and his friends way over there. I thought it was something close, but he got a Bronze Star and a Merit, and I couldn't find any information out. It makes no sense. But I'm still going to star him because I said I was going to star the Bronze Stars, but I don't understand why there's no information. I've got to really look in depth on some of these. I searched hard on a lot of these, but I need to like try to look up like local news records, things like that. I just went off what Google would give me. I forgot to. He's on panel 23E, line 68 of the Wall Memorial. Let's give him, Roger Aker, a moment of silence. I was thinking. If something fell from here, let's say, but the camera was up way higher. So if it fell from here, let me check. Fall off the table. Let's see if you can see it. Okay, you can barely see that, but that's sticking up. Let me try this. Okay, you could see that, but the camera was like 3 inches higher. So if it was higher, like up to here, you never would have been able to see that. So nothing fell from the table. And I know that because it went in the upwards direction. So if it fell, it wouldn't have went upwards. I don't know, I've been trying to debunk this for days. Okay. This is number 128. This is H.N. David Augusta Acton or Auction. I don't know. I don't want to botch your name. Another Navy guy. Hoorah. He was born July 1st, 1945. Don't know where, but his home record is Bedford, Indiana. Died July 5th, 1967. He was 22. In Quang Tri, Vietnam. H&S Company, 2nd Battalion, 9th Marines, 3rd Marine Division. So he was an HN. That's a medic. 3 men, included David, were killed with a mortar attack. All the information I could get. He's on panel 23E, line 9 of the Vietnam War Memorial. Let's give HN Auction a moment of silence. We thank him for his service. Okay. This is 129 of 58,000. This is SP4 Gerald Richard Acton. He's born December 9, 1948, Saginaw, Michigan. Died May 12, 1969. He was 20 in Vietnam. He was 64th Trans Company, 1st Logistics Command, KIA, no info. I don't know. That's probably why they don't have any info. There's no, he disappeared. He's on panel 25W, line 58 of the Wall Memorial. I write down whatever I can get. I write down whatever I can find. Okay, let's give SP4 Gerald Acton a moment of silence. And we thank him for his service. There's nothing down here but a sandal and a box full of electronics. Crazy. Okay, this is 129. Okay, this is 130, I'm sorry. This is Private First Class Marion Franklin Acton. Does it look like he's got a Medal of Honor? Let me see if he's got a Medal of Honor. Looks like he's wearing a Medal of Honor in the picture, doesn't it? This is a long story. I'll give you all a heads up before I read it, but his story was filmed into a movie. The movie called The Last Measure, in parentheses, Operation Abilene. So the last full measure was the name of the movie. Oh, I know what I wrote down at the bottom now. Earlier I was trying to figure it out. I wrote the actors that was in the movie. Samuel Jackson, Ed Harris, William Hurt, Sebastian Stan. Pretty notable actors. But this is his story that they made into a movie. The Last Full Measure. PFC Marion Franklin Acton, born September 1st, 1947, in Silvira, Alabama. It says home is in Huntsville, so somewhere around Huntsville. He died April 11, 1966. He was 18. And Vietnam. He was C Company, 2nd Battalion, 16th Infantry, 1st Infantry Division. During the Battle of XA, whatever XA Cam, so I don't know how to pronounce XA Cam in Vietnamese. 134 men from his company fought for 2 days, losing 80% to casualties. His Major General Deputy, what it says, used Company A as bait to lure out the enemy. He was C Company, but still, he used Company A to lure out them as bait. Can you believe he used his own men as bait? Yeah, here we go. They encountered I can't read my own writing. Viet Cong snipers. The sporadic fire allowed the enemy to surround them. His plan for bait was working, but his gamble to assist with rifle companies was thwarted by the thick jungle. The situation was made worse when artillery was misdirected onto C Company instead of the enemy, which is the company he was in. They fought through the night using gas grenades. Small enemy units would break through the lines, killing the wounded. What was left of C Company was being saved by artillery fire. What was left of C Company was being saved by artillery fire at a rate of 5 to 6 rounds per minute. The U.S. lost 37 men and 70 wounded. The Viet Cong lost 41 and 80 wounded. 2 Medal of Honors were awarded from this battle. I don't think it was him. So eventually I'll read into 2 other names down the line that had this. This battle was depicted into a movie called The Last Full Measure, Operation Abilene. It's crazy. I need to watch that movie now. I need to start that one. Because after reading his, I need to watch the movie. So I can get more, especially before we do the podcast. He's on panel 6E, line 96. The Wall Memorial. Let's give Private First Class Marion Acton a moment of silence. Thank him for his service and his sacrifice to our country. Okay, this is 131. Oh, this is a great photo. This guy's got a mustache of mustaches. This is Gunner. I'm guessing it's Gunner. It's GSGT, so I'm guessing it's Gunnery. No, I don't know what GSGT is. I don't really know. GSGT? Gunnery Sergeant? Oh, I see. I think it was GSGT. It was 2 different words, 2 different names. It's G and the SGT. It's Gunnery Sergeant. It's got to be. Tom Perry Acton. Look at that mustache, boys and girls. Oh. Did that Raleigh fingers? He was born September 6, 1930 in Smithfield, Texas. Died May 23rd, 1968. He was 37 in Quang Nam, Vietnam. CACO 2nd and 3rd, 2nd CAG Combined Action, 3rd Marine Amphibious Force. Died from small arms fire. Wish I could have got more information than that. He's on panel 22W, line 115 of the Wall Memorial. Let's give Gunny Sergeant Tom Acton a moment of silence. And we thank him for his service. I got really bad acid reflux, and it's coming up, bothering me if you can't tell. Probably from all the talking. This guy looks like he would be one of the Sesame Street, like Bert and Ernie. He'd look like he'd be the third. Bert, Ernie, and Eddie. Or Eddie, Bert, and Ernie. You'll see what I'm talking about. I'm not making fun of you. I'm not making fun of you, Eddie, at all. I promise. I'm just speaking what I think when I see him. I'm definitely doing this for memorials. But if I was in the military with you, that's what I would have said. This is SP4, Eddie Dwayne Acuff. He was born September 12, 1948, in Harris County, Texas. He died June 23rd, 1969. He was 20 in Con Tum, Vietnam. HHB 3rd Battalion, 6th Artillery, 52nd Artillery Group, 1 Field Force. Died from hostile multiple frag wounds. Panel 22W, line 115. Did I read that right first? I think, did I just say the same thing from the other one? If I did, I'm sorry. Gunnery Sergeant is panel 66E, line 5. I think I read them both at the same time. So, Eddie Acuff's panel 22W, line 115. Let's give SP4 Acuff a moment of silence. We thank him for his service. Right when I started the video, it sounded like somebody was walking back here and scooted their foot on the concrete. Yeah, and I started off reading what's his name that I did Saturday when that happened. Okay, this is 133. This is Lance Corporal Edgar Acuna. Edward Acuna. He looks pretty fierce, don't he? Born October 17, 1948 in Laverne, Arizona. Died March 6, 1969. He was 20. Quang Tri, Vietnam. He was A Company, 1st Battalion, 4th Marine Regiment, 3rd Marine Division. Edgar was accidentally shot by a Marine on watch. Upon returning to base from a night ambush, death was ruled a non-hostile accidental homicide. No info on the shooter. We star that one. That's going to be one of our podcasts. I searched and searched and searched military records and trying to find out the name of the shooter. I think they covered that up really well because I could not find out who shot him. Not important. I just wanted to know. He's on panel 30W, line 51 of the Wall Memorial. Let's give Lance Corporal Acuna a moment of silence. Thank him for his service. That person's about to leave, so it'll just be me and Travis in here. So we'll do better debunking of stuff. Okay, this is. I'm gonna botch this name for sure because I think he's Japanese. This is SMS Thomas Yushi Adachi. Probably screwed that up. Whoa. He was born on April 3rd, 1946. Don't know where. Died September 11th, 1978. He was 32. In Vietnam, he was 16th Special Ops Squadron. He was a gunner on an AC-130 Hercules. Bet you that's a fun job. On an armed recon mission, it was down by anti-aircraft. He was killed in the crash. Search efforts could not locate his body at the time. In November 1993, star that one. November 1993, a joint U.S. and Leviton Invest team recovered remains in 93, but in 1995, forensic analysis identified some of the remains as Adachi. So that's good that they found his remains. He's on panel 11W, line 34 on the Wall Memorial. Let's give SMS Adachi a moment of silence. We thank him for his service. Definitely have to get a bottle of water between these next two, which I've got 4 more to go on this video. This next one is Corporal Dallas Tyler Adair Jr. I still ain't got to the Adams yet. He was born February 24th, 1943 in Mesa, Arizona. Died April 26, 1968. He was 25 in Vietnam. Company B, 9th Infantry Division, 9th Supply and Transportation Battery. Died from hostile fire and multiple frag wounds. He's on panel 52E, line 13 on the Wall Memorial if you want to look him up. Let's give Corporal Adair Jr. a moment of silence. We thank him for his service. I promise I'm not inviting these spirits in. I didn't ask for them to be invited in. All I'm doing is reading their name. I don't want nothing bad. So I'm not inviting nobody in. I'm just reading their names. If they show up, I can't help that. Okay, this is PFC, Private First Class Harvey Gene Adair. He was born April 3rd, 1947. Don't know where. His home record is Kingsburg, California. Died March 27, 1968. He was 20 in Vietnam. C Company, 1st Battalion, 501st Infantry, 101st Airborne. Died a result of multiple gun frag wounds, just like the one before him. He's on Panel 46E, line 43. Something popped behind me. Let's give Private First Class Harvey Adair a moment of silence. And thank him for his service. Hey, this is 137 of 140. We're almost done with video 7. This is Major Samuel Young Adair Jr. Good pitcher. Looks like a prom pitcher or something. He was born July 4th, 1941 in Madison, Georgia. Died May 12th, 1972. He was 30. That picture, he was definitely not 30 in that picture. That's definitely high school. Quang Tri, Vietnam, 390th Tactical Fighter Squadron, 366th Tactical Fighter Wing, aka Gunfighters, 7th Air Force pilot. He piloted a F-4E Phantom II. It crashed for unknown reasons or was shot down. Neither him or his WSO survived. Aerial searches failed to locate this crash site. No bodies at that time, and they were listed as MIA. In 1974, a U.S. search team located the crash site and recovered human remains. June 1975, a CIL lab in Thailand identified his remains. He's on panel 1W, line 24 on the Wall Memorial. He gets a star as well. That's three of them on this one page. Let's give Major Samuel Young Adair Jr. a moment of silence. And we thank him for his service to our great nation. There's my cutoff point. Video 8 will be after that. Take a little break between them. This is number 138 to 58,000. This is Staff Sergeant Thurman Adair. No matter what I do, I can't stop acid reflux. Born December 21st, 1917, in Marietta, Oklahoma. He died December 18th, 1966. He was 48, Vietnam. He was in, what is that? CB. Oh, I see what I wrote. Sea Battery. I don't know what I messed up there. Sea Battery, 6th Battalion, 16th Artillery, 1st Cavalry Division. Probably C Company is what I'm supposed to say. He served in World War II, Korea, and in Vietnam. Died from friendly fire. I wish I had more information on that because this guy fought in 3 wars and he dies by friendly fire. That's super messed up. He's on panel 13E, line 57 of the Wall Memorial if you want to look him up. Let's thank Staff Sergeant. Oh, let's give Staff Sergeant Adair a moment of silence. And we thank him for his service. Okay, let's do 2 more for this video. It's 139. This is Sergeant William Michael Adair. He was born October 24th, 1945 in Portland, Oregon. Died January 6th, 1920. He was 24. He was H&S Company, 1st Battery, 7th Marines, 1st Marine Division Regiment. Under cover of darkness and monsoon rain, which cut visibility, the Viet Cong attacked with a 200-round mortar barrage and snipers and RPGs. Explosions and hot metal flew in the air. The first shells caught many of the Marines asleep in their quarters. They immediately scrambled to their defensive positions. The Viet Cong penetrated the wire and were scattering around with satchel grenades and charges. Sergeant Adair was killed from multiple frag wounds. Imagine waking up to that. I think that's why they trained us. Of course, we was Navy, we was on ships, but I guess that's why they trained us in the middle of the night when we was sleeping. They'd be coming there throwing stuff around and banging on stuff. And it was kind of like that so you could get your bearings on where you're at. That's why they trained us for battle stations in the dark with a ship. It was like a fake ship. And there was water in there and fire and smoke and complete darkness. And you had to get there with 5 of your buddies. It was crazy. They was screaming and hollering from the top. They had music, real loud thunder and lightning. And it was really cool. And what's crazy was right when I got out, Universal Studios come in there and spent millions of dollars and made it more realistic. But we got the last of the final version. I would like to have seen the Universal version. Okay, this is the last one of this video series. This is number 140. This is Corporal Leo Joe Adakai, I guess. He was born May 3rd, 1944 in Blackfoot, Idaho. Yeah. Died August 7th, 1969. He was 25. Quang Ho, Vietnam. He was a Company A, 5th Battalion, 46th Infantry Regiment, American Division. I don't know why I wrote that in there. Died from multiple frag wounds from a mortar attack. He's on panel 20W, line 105. Did we do Sergeant Williams Adair? If I didn't, I'm sorry. He's on panel 14W, line 6. And if I forgot, we're going to give a moment of silence for both of them, just in case I missed one. We thank them both for their service. I think I might have missed one there. But that's video 7. Like I said, we're on 141. We're going to do 141 to 160 here after I take a short break. It's going to be in a different video. It's going to be in a different video series. But I didn't see any ghosts this time. I don't know if y'all did or not, but maybe we'll catch one on the next one. I'm sure as soon as I get off here, I'll start hearing stuff. But thank y'all for watching the Tribute 58,000 Lives, a tribute to the fallen. And if you like this stuff, as much as I love it, history, how's music playing, and I really enjoy it. So if y'all like it and you want to hear more about all these names, if your family members listed, you want to see them coming down the, if he was in Vietnam, they're going to be named. I'm going to name every single one of them. So if you got family died in Vietnam, just hit the subscribe and hit the follow button so you'll be notified when I do them, and you guys can follow along and listen to family members or people you might have heard of or stuff like that. If you need to do research, kids, and you're watching this and you're in school, I'm giving you the information. You can just write down what I said. It's not copyrighted. You can have the information. I did the work for you. But I thank you guys, and I'll see y'all here in a few on the next video, and enjoy it, and I'll see you on the next one on the flip side.